Live, laugh, love is the key to happiness according to women in their early 40s. But I'm not 40, and clearly I never learned how to love. Ever since the first coin was into the world, man has had one question: how much happy to be money? Throughout the last 15 centuries, we've had quite a bit of literature exploring the connection between money and happiness. Like this one from 1934, which says money's only necessary to fulfill basic economic needs. And after that, it's pretty much like you typing in random sounds into Google to try to figure out the name of a song. Pointless. Or what about this one from 1956 that suggests that material success does not lead to any fulfillment or happiness? Well, clearly the author has never been to Wish.com. Or even Biggie Smalls in 1997 when he said, "More money, more problems." But it wasn't until 2010 that we finally got an empirical study that actually gave us a number that would go on to be quoted by everyone and their dog. I mean, people are still trying to argue that $75,000 a year is all you need to be happy. Seriously? Okay, maybe for like a single dude, but what if you're married or have a kid? Huh? I made a PowerPoint about how much cha-ching to be contenting. How much money to be a happy boy. The famous 2010 study by Daniel and Angus concluded that more money, more or less the same happiness, but less money, more problems. Suggesting that $75,000 a year is the tipping point where more income would have a very minimal increase to the overall emotional well-being. And I know what you're thinking, inflation. It's been, oof. Adjusting for inflation makes the numbers a little bit more, nice. But still, if you have a child or childs, you're barely scraping by. AKA, Timmy, put back the Lucky Charms, we're buying generic. We're buying magic treasures. Deal with it. In 2018, Nature Human Behavior dropped a crispy new study, criticizing that the 2010 study did not account for household size, and that they kind of forgot about like the other 194 countries. So they redid the study and got an income of $95,000 globally, $105,000 for North America, and the rest of our egg-shaped planet here. Then in 2021, a fella named Matt made a contradicting conclusion in his study, where he said well-being and life satisfaction actually rise with income up to $500,000.
Interesting.
This was the last paper straw for Daniel, one of the authors of the original 2010 study, so he was like, "Stop hogging the controller, Matt. I want to try again." So in one of the most like mediocre collabs of our century, I guess, Daniel and Matt came together at a local Wendy's and had a little chat. You see, Daniel and Angus didn't measure happiness. No, they were asking questions that helped measure levels of unhappiness. And Matt did not account for how a change in income affects different distributions of happiness. It says, after many sleepless nights in Seattle, dancing with an Excel spreadsheet, they came to a new conclusion. Happy people get happier at a greater slope after $100,000, and unhappy people get happier at a smaller slope after $100,000. So as income increases, an unhappy low-income person will get happier at a greater rate than a happy low-income person until about $100,000. Then we do a 180 no-scope, and the opposite is true. Most importantly though, there's no plateau. Mo money, mo happy. Boy, the three studies I just blabbered on about are like the only empirical studies that actually give us an income number. But here are a few more honorable opinions, I guess. A happiness survey from 2023 said you need $284,000. But millennials kind of screwed that one up. $525,000? What are you buying? Take this survey with like 3 grains of salt though, because they only surveyed like 2,000 people. Yet this survey is still referenced in like every other news article. The Financial Samurai had what I think is one of the best opinions, where he analyzed the prior studies and compared it to his own life and came up with $200,000 as the sweet spot, where you're not really worried about where you're gonna eat and you're not trying to save nickels waiting in the 20-minute line at the Costco gas pump. If you're interested in reading any of these studies, or if you just wanna copy and paste them into ChatGPT with explain it to me like I'm a schoolboy again, I'll leave links to each study in the description. Okay, but what is happiness? To some, it's having everything they ever wanted. To others, it's just simply being content. And to gamers, it's the sweet sound of a chest opening in Ocarina of Time. But if you want to get philosophical about it, then it's triangles. Like a lot of triangles. I mean, there's the Stoic happiness triangle, the golden triangle of happiness, the health, wealth, and love triangle, the achievement-based happiness triangle, Maslow's hierarchy of needs triangle. You see, it's the strongest shape. So it helps with all the sides and angles and such. Moving on. For me, as I progressed in my professional career and my real estate endeavors, sure, I got a few hints of success here and there, like when I got an award at work, which was just a piece of paper with a "good job, young lad. If you work hard, then one day you'll be giving out these awards." Or when I finished signing what was like the 9,000 pages of closing documents for a mortgage. But that's not when I felt happy. It took me a while to realize that I was most happy when I was just chilling with other goons. It's the nights when you're laughing your drunk butts off around a campfire, or staying up until 4 a.m. passionately playing Minecraft split screen on a world that you will probably never open again. It's a time spent with your spouse, kids, family members, friends, and obviously your landlord. It's crazy to me how many people have this in their life, but they take it for granted. Sure, you need money to cover the basic essentials like food, water, and a comfy recliner, but beyond that, you really only need money to bring you closer to other gamers. I guess what I'm trying to say is, instead of asking yourself, how much money do I need to be happy? Ask yourself, what can I buy that would make me happy? And by that, I don't mean like a new car or a new iPad that is apparently crushing the competition. Oh, they apologized. We're good. But more like things that would indirectly provide happiness. Things that would give you more time with the people you hold close to your cold, hollow heart. Kinda silly, but stuff like snacks, booze, board games, concert tickets, plane tickets, and an occasional night out downtown where you won't remember anything, but at least you'll know you'll be taken care of by the people you care most about, even though you ruined their jackets. It's not about how much, it's about with whomst. If you like what you saw, like and subscribe. Thank you.
The rat goes like this, like this, like this. You are now a normal rat.